This is Lewis Hart for Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Store. Always good to be speaking to Dave Allen. And you're actually on holiday, so I do appreciate you taking the time to speak to me. But yeah, a massive night last night in the heavyweight division. And before we get into that, how's things, mate? How are you?
Very well, thank you. Yeah, I'm on holiday, yeah. But there is no holidays now with the kids. It's not an holiday. I'm just away from home doing the same stuff I've been doing at home. So yeah, life's good, mate. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, all good to hear, mate. Glad to hear it. But yeah, let's jump straight into it. Daniel Dubois knocks out Anthony Joshua inside 5 rounds. Went through him like an absolute steam train. Dropped him in the first round, dropped him in the third round. Fight in the fifth round was almost all she wrote. Yeah, just sum up your thoughts of what we saw on Saturday night. Now it's time to get settled.
Yeah, it was incredible, really, an incredible performance. Didn't go how I thought it would go. Um,
Mhm.
I think watching it live, it was so exciting live. It was brilliant. I think if you watched it back, it wouldn't be as good. I'm
Yeah.
watching it. This is the greatest fight I've ever seen. You know, but this is the greatest fight ever. I'll watch it back later. Probably not be as exciting, but the bar was exceptional. He just looked so strong.
Yeah.
Anthony Joshua, one of the best heavyweights in the world, and I still believe that. I still think Joshua beats pretty much everyone, bar maybe four or
Mhm.
five. So for
Yeah.
me, I take nothing away from Dubois by saying Joshua was poor. I don't think he was. I think he just got beat
Mhm.
by the better man, who was just
Mhm.
too physically strong, and it's hard.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'd say one thing I wanted to ask about, because obviously you've done a couple of rounds of Daniel Dubois, and everyone who's sparred him, everyone who's fought him, has been like, his jab is so underrated. He's got such a strong jab. I think you saw him implement that really well yesterday. His jab was like not missing at times when it comes to Anthony Joshua. What did you make, I guess, of him implementing that as a game plan and starting off so strongly?
Yeah, I sparred Daniel Dubois when I was 18, and even the first jab he hit me with, like I said, I thought he snapped my neck.
Mm,
My head
yeah,
literally, I looked up at the ceiling and I thought, wow. First of
yeah,
all, I thought, who the fuck is this?
mm,
Because Tommy was 18, don't worry about it, Dave. We took his 18-year-old in now to you
yeah,
finish your round. Just sparred Joyce and Clark, and then he gets in. His jab's incredible. Just he's such an heavy-handed man, you know.
mm,
Um, and I've been saying for ages now, he's a puncher with the left hand. The right hand, obviously, he's a big, strong man, but the left jab is just incredible. It's like they're going jab for jab early. Joshua's
yeah,
got a great jab, but it's more like a stinging punch. Whereas the Dubois hits you with the jab, it's like getting it by a right hand. Every time he's
yeah,
hitting Joshua with that jab, he's snapping his head back. Joshua couldn't get into a rhythm, couldn't relax. And I think when he got hit with that first jab, you saw Joshua's hands go from there to
yeah,
there. And
mhm,
common sense says if the hands are there, you can block punches. But I think they just came down like a defense mechanism, like trying to relax. Like it got shook up by a few of them jabs. But yeah, the jab was the key. It was the key punch last night. It didn't end the fight, but it was the key punch, I thought.
yeah. Do you think that there was, I guess, something well, not quite ironic about it, but something I guess quite funny that the the shot that I mean, when Daniel Dubois knocked him out was probably when he was at his most vulnerable. I guess that like it was mad to think that when Dubois was at his most vulnerable, that was when he got the knockout.
Yeah, it was really one-sided.
Mhm.
You know, watching it live, I was just excited. After the fight, I had like an hour, and I just thought that was one of the most one-sided fights I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Apart from the 15-second period of the fight where Joshua looked to be about to turn it around, I
Hmm.
thought
Yeah.
it was one-sided. Like the ball was well on top. But yeah, the knockout punch was a beauty. You know,
Mhm.
Joshua up for the uppercut with his chin in the air. You just can't do it. You know, I'm not here to criticize anyone because they're both far better than I ever could be. But yeah, Dubois made him pay for a few. Joshua was making obviously mistakes. Like
Yeah.
everyone said, Davidson's worked the Oracle and he's a genius and all this. Look, he stepped back up to the top, and you can't make the mistakes at the top. You know, he's been looking great, fighting. You know, some very good fighters, but a level below last night. And you know, when he went back up, I think it was more. I think Franklin is as good a boxer as Dubois, but that physical presence of Dubois and the power really unsettled Joshua. I think.
Mhm. And in the build up to this fight, because Dubois was such a big power puncher, one of the claims was that when Dubois hits Joshua clean, he'll revert to typing and revert to almost survival mode. Do you think we saw that on Saturday on last night? Because when he did get hit in that first round when he got put down, it was sort of almost like it was not I'm not going to say a deer in headlights, but it was a real long way back for him.
It was weird because the first shot that put him down, a man of Joshua's ability should not be getting hit with a right hand
Hmm.
from Rosehead. He came
Hmm.
from like I'm not being funny, but he shouldn't be getting hit by that.
Hmm.
That for me shows the importance of the jab. The jab's got him on high alert, but while he's on high alert, but he's also forgot the fundamental basics of having your hands high and your chin
Yeah.
down. Shouldn't be getting caught with that. And from that point on, really, it was survival mode. But Dubois put in there. I don't think
Hmm.
Joshua right. I need to survive. He had to survive. It wasn't a
Yeah.
choice. There was no choice in it. He had to do what he had to do to survive. And I thought Joshua did amazingly well to get to round five.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like good. If round one was another 30 seconds longer, he wouldn't have got through that. I think the ref could have stopped it at a different point. I think maybe was it round three or four, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Could have stopped it a few times. I thought Josh did really well, did some clever things. He held excessively. But if the referee's gonna let you get away with it, then hold by all means. That's part of the game. So I can't knock Anthony Joshua because I think
Hmm.
99.9% of heavyweights last night wouldn't have seen the end of round one,
Yeah.
maybe. That right hand was a beautiful shot. It wasn't a beautiful shot. It was something I'd thrown outside school in year 10. But if you get hit by them, it's good night usually. So I thought Joshua did well to get through it.
Yeah, yeah, and I know you said there, you're not gonna knock Anthony Joshua, but is there a concern with how leaky the defense was? Because it was straight away, as I say, the shots that were landing. I know you'd say a part of that has to be down to the jab, and the ball was mainly out jabbing him. But do you think that there are some concerns because it was at times Dubois couldn't miss really?
Yeah, I think it's the opposition. Like if you put me in with low level opposition, I like a world beater. Put me in with someone who's you know uh, stronger than me or hits harder than me and got a good jab. I'm in big trouble. I
Mhm.
think last night, I think Daniel Dubois just showed he's one of the best heavyweights in the world, and
Yeah,
Joshua and he just couldn't handle the strength and the power up close. Dubois looked twice the size of him. He
yeah,
looked twice as strong, and Joshua just didn't look like he couldn't hold his power. And there's no shame in that really. I think if you put Joshua in with anyone outside the top five, he wins by stoppage, barring
really.
a few like Frank, and that's super clever and tough. So for me, I don't want to take anything away from Dubois by saying Joshua was poor because I don't think that was the case. I think Dubois was just miles too much for him.
Definitely. So would you believe that AJ has a future in the heavyweight division? Like you would see, is there still a rebuilding process?
I would like to see him continue if he wanted to because he's still exciting.
Hmm.
Like he's still going to be an exciting fight. If he's fighting anyone outside the top 10, he's knocking him spark out. If he's fighting anyone inside the top 10, he might come second best, but you're going to get 100% from him. You're going to get a good fight. So if he wants to carry on, I would like that. Against who? I'd like to see Joshua and I'd watch Joshua and Joyce, to be honest.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah.
I'd watch Joshua and Joyce, and I'd like Dubois Bacoli. If I'm
Yeah.
matchmaking after last night, they're the fights I'd like to see.
Hmm. Yeah. I actually spoke to Billy Nelson about that actually. About an hour ago actually, and he said that was a fight he won. Just before I sort of just go off the topic of Dubois Joshua from you sharing rounds of both fighters. Did like I don't know it was a while ago, but how different was that from what you expected? Like, if you take that into account, how different was the fight, or did you expect it to go that way? Or
I thought Joshua would be too fast for him, to be honest. I thought it would be too fast. I thought it'd outspeed Daniel. I thought whoever got the better of the jabs would win. And while
yeah,
I knew Dubois had an incredible jab, I thought Joshua would be too fast for him. The jab would land. He would slip and get out of the way of Daniel's jab and then start landing the right hand. But the jab from Dubois, not only did it hurt Joshua, put him off balance, get that respect from him, put him into shock, and his hands started dropping, which is a weird thing to say, but I think the jab got him dropping his hands as
yeah,
what's the word I'm looking for? He weren't doing it on. He just like like when you get hit by a good shot,
subconsciously, would you
whoa,
say?
whoa, whoa, what's going off here? And he started dropping his hands and he started leaning back, trying to bring his chin away, which is the worst thing you can do. You best not put your chin down, having your hands up. But
Yeah.
I just think Yeah, it was the battle of the jabs, and Dubois won that, which I don't want to say surprised me, but I thought Joshua's speed would be the factor, but Dubois just improved out of sight. You know, I spotted Dubois as an 18-year-old kid. I spotted them both a long time ago, so I wasn't really going off the sparring. I was just going off
Yeah.
what I've seen with my own eyes over the years. But Dubois, you know, post UC is a different fighter altogether.
100%. Just quickly moving on from the card, I actually did want to ask you about two Yorkshire men on the card, but one actually in focus, Josh Padley, getting a great win over Mark Chamberlain. Yeah, I don't think really anyone expected, like he knew, and I think his team knew, but yeah, great display from Josh Padley there.
Yeah, he's a really nice fella, you know. My fighter, Joe Hayden, was sparring him for the Chamberlain fight. And, you know, my fighter, Joe Hayden, is a super lightweight. He's nearly 6 foot. He's
Mhm.
got good fundamentals, similar to Chamberlain, really. He was a perfect sparring.
Yeah,
And from that sparring, I'm looking at Josh Padley and thinking, you're a super featherweight, mate. Like,
yeah,
I just thought you cannot beat Chamberlain because you're too small. But
yeah,
I'm telling everyone, Padley's good. I've been telling everyone, look, Padley at super feather lightweight, he could go very far. But I just thought last night Mark was too big for him. But and I don't want to say Chamberlain had an off night. I think Padley's really clever, you know,
yeah.
and he's strong, he can punch. I'm over the moon for him. It knocks me down one more place in the Doncaster pound for pound
Yeah.
rating. But I'm really happy for him. A nice fella.
Yeah, absolutely. And I did also want to touch on Josh Warrington. Yeah, put his gloves in the ring. Seemed like it was potentially the last fight for himself. I guess for yourself, where you're in and around Yorkshire boxing, and he was someone that had that brought great nights to Leeds, brought great nights to Yorkshire in general. Yeah, I guess sort of a credit to Josh for what he done in his career.
Yeah, I thought it was good last night as well. I thought Kakachi would win. I thought he might stop Warrington at this stage of his career, up in
Yeah,
weight. But I thought Warrington were brilliant last night. I thought Kakachi won, but Warrington did well. So I think it's good that he's bowing out with something left, which is nice. You
yeah,
know, sometimes it's nice to see them good champions go, you know what? I'm not what I used to be, because he could
yeah,
carry on. There's still loads
yeah,
of fights he can carry on, but Warrington's been great. Yeah, I watched on his undercard. I've been to watch him numerous times. I've been a Warrington fan. So yeah, I really enjoyed watching him. But hopefully now someone else from Leeds can take over. And Leeds Arena is a great arena, so hopefully he can go on and fill it. But the card last night was good. Boatsy Hutchinson was an outstanding fight. I thought I
yeah.
really enjoyed him.
Yeah, definitely. Just before I do let you go, Dave, I did want to ask about your stable. All three wins are last week with obviously Joe Hayden, Joe Howarth, and Stevie Levy. Obviously, I know you've added to the stable with Georgia Klein as well. So yeah, all things are getting excited ahead of the future.
Yeah, busy. You know, the Johnny Fisher fight for me is looking a strong possibility now.
Okay.
Got Joe Howarth and Joe Hayden both boxing for titles in November. Stevie Levy's boxing in London, December. Georgia Klein's been added to the team. She boxed October 19th. And Calvin Moyo's pro debut is close. So yeah, really busy, really busy. I really enjoy it. For me, boxing's just my life, to be honest. I'm on holiday. I've been away for the last few days. I've been on my phone non-stop. My missus been
Yeah.
against it. But yeah, I love it, mate. Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, I didn't. Just before I do actually let you go, you just mentioned there about the Johnny Fisher fight being close. Yeah, I guess just sort of if you could add any to that, or when potentially we're looking at that, because
Yeah, I spoke to Johnny the other day. He put a sparring clip on of us both,
yeah,
and we talked. We over the years we sparred in 2019. Put a clip on of me beating him up, which I thought was nice. I thought, cheers, Johnny, that's
yeah,
nice. Good there. So yeah, we spoke often over the years. He's a really nice fella. He feels like I'm the right fight for him at this point. You
Mhm.
know, which I believe I am. You know, good if he can beat me and do a good job of it. You know, if he puts me on the backside, no one else has done it. So I can see why they would like the match. And for me, last chance saloon. You know, be a really hard fight. I really rate him. I really like him, and I rate him as a fighter. But he's not very experienced, and I think I can show him a few things. And it'd be interesting if someone can take it down the stretch. So hopefully it happens.
Yeah, definitely. I hope so too. Dave, as always, I do appreciate you taking time to speak to me, even on holiday. Yeah, it means a lot, mate. And yeah, keep up all the good work on the YouTube channel, mate, because it's flying.
Thank you
Appreciate
very
it,
much.
mate.
Cheers,
Top
mate.
man.
Thank you.